What's the crack, and welcome back to the Nellens YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing another tier list for Helldivers 2, this time on the offensive stratagems. And if you don't know what stratagems are, they're the airstrikes and stuff that can cut down chaff units and big units in one foul swoop. Makes it a lot easier in the game, and it's honestly probably the most important thing in the game to have one of these offensive, if not more, in your loadout. So I'm going to be doing another tier list focusing on the Eagle airstrikes and the Orbital strikes. Our tier list today is going to be going from Grade S problem solvers, God's greatest gifts, Liberty protectors, standard, and commie trash. Not wasting any time today, let's start with the Eagle Strafing Run. A strafing run on the battlefield to clear small targets delivered almost instantly. A short call-in time of 2.4 seconds and 5 uses before rearming makes this very viable. The cooldown time of 8 seconds also really helps with this. A Swiss stratagem that travels in a straight line from the direction thrown. It clears chaff units with absolute ease and able to inflict significant damage onto the heavier enemies as well, due to the heavy armour penetration. Most likely won't kill these armoured units, but it will soften them up and make them easier to kill. This strategy shines particularly well against Illumina in the narrow street city parts, so I'm going to be putting this one in God's greatest gifts. Swiftly moving on to the Eagle Airstrike. A barrage of bombs created a non-targeted carpet of explosions. Call-in time of 4.1 seconds with 3 uses before rearm and a cooldown time of 8 seconds makes this another very quick option. This stratagem is thrown, it works across the battlefield, sweeping left to right from where the stratagem gets thrown. Bombs as it goes from this left and right pattern. These bombs are great for dealing with heavier units as well as dealing with wide berth patrols. However, due to the sweeping nature of the bombs, buildings or uneven terrain can make these bombs way less effective if poorly placed. So that's why against Illumina, you'll see here in the video, whenever I place the rockets, they go across and hit the buildings before they hit the heavy, so it doesn't actually kill the heavy. Due to its limitations, I can't put it in Grade S, but I'm going to put God's greatest gifts along with Strafing. The Eagle Cluster Bomb is a personal favourite of mine, a targeted airstrike, unable to destroy buildings, but effective at clearing smaller targets. It has a call-in time of 4.35 seconds with 5 uses and a cooldown time of 8 seconds. This medium armour penetrating airstrike makes light work of all chaff units in a very large area. Perfect for dealing with bugs and Illumina, but it's slightly less effective for automatons as it doesn't do the damage required. That sort of falls into the same pitfall as the regular airstrike where buildings and terrain gets in the way, but it overcomes this a lot better due to its higher range. So I'm going to give this the first S rank of the video. I absolutely love this thing. The Eagle Napalm Strike walks the line of being a genuine war crime. A barrage of napalm bombs creating a wall of fire which stop enemies in their tracks. Has a call-in time of 4.1 seconds, 3 uses and a cooldown of 8 seconds. The Napalm Strike is probably one of the most fun but chaotic stratagems to use. It works the exact same way as the regular airstrike in terms of dropping from left to right, but it has a lot less of impact explosive damage, but with a fire effect that will do effective damage over time to all enemy types. The fire lingers for a decent amount of time, making it an excellent area denial type weapon as well, so enemies that are to your back will not be able to get to you before dying from the fire. You throw this into a nest and it can absolutely destroy all of the enemies that are in that line of drop of the missiles. So it's very hard for them to actually get out of the nest and attack you. It's very effective for clearing those types of situations as well as dealing with enemy patrols, especially light enemy patrols. The heavier enemy patrols do cause a bit of an issue as it can't hit the walkers. But for what it is, I'm going to slot it in beside the airstrike. I think it fits in there quite well. In God's greatest gifts. The Eagle Smoke Strike is our first utility type stratagem on the list. It's a barrage of smoke grenades creating a thick smoke screen to block enemy line of sight. It has a call-in time of 4.4 seconds, 3 uses and 8 second cooldown. The stratagem is intended to be more of an escape strategy than an offense strategy. I'm not the best at stealth in any game, least of all Helldivers, so I don't think this was made for me, but during my testing it was quite effective when running away from big groups of enemies. It would slow them down at the very least, and in some cases they'd lose me completely, but from my testing it was very, very inconsistent whether they'd lose me completely or if they'd just get distracted for a minute and then come straight after me again. It was very good for covering my tracks, I guess, but for elites and chargers, it didn't seem to work. So your Bile Titans, it sort of worked 50% of the time. The Illumina, it worked quite well, so it did. It was very nice in that respect. But I just don't think the stratagem was made for me, but I can see its use. So I'm going to put it in standard. It's not quite commie trash. The Eagle 110mm rocket pods. This stratagem is a dedicated tank killer. A barrage of rocket pods which the Eagle pilot will release on the largest target near the stratagem beacon. It has a call-in time of 3.4 seconds, 3 uses and a cooldown time of 8 seconds. The rocket pods are a very solid option as a dedicated elite or tank killer if you don't want to bring the 500 KGI Bomb. It has an extra charge over the 500 kg bomb and automated aim in proximity to the beacon. But from my experience, it does a lot less damage than the 500 kg bomb to a single target in the likes of elites and chargers and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll find yourself using 2 rocket pods on the one elite rather than just the one 500 kg bomb, which would definitely take care of them. But for hulks and chargers, it normally takes 1, but your elites, it takes 2, apart from your harvester. As long as, provided you break the shields first, it will take the harvester down in 99% of the time. But for the reasons mentioned, it's very good, but it's awful against chaff as well. So I'm just going to slot this one into Liberty Protectors as the first one in that category. This thing needs absolutely no introductions. The 500 kg bomb, a large bomb obliterating almost any target close to impact. Make sure to clear the area. Call-in time of 3.45 seconds, 2 uses and an 8-second cooldown. This weapon is the most devastating Eagle airstrike of the lot, doing amazing damage to any enemy type with such a large area of effect, not only for killing enemies, but if you throw this into the middle of an outpost or nest, chances are you'll get the minimum of 50% of their spawners, but has the potential to destroy all spawners. This doesn't include fortresses and mega nests, however, obviously. The only thing this weapon has not going for it is the amount of charges with 2. However, it doesn't really matter because it's an Eagle, so if you press rearm, it's going to come back to you anyway, so it's not 2 uses for the whole duration of the mission. It's only 2 uses until it recharges, which is just amazing, to be honest with you. So it kills most elites in 1 hit, it kills most other strong enemies in 1 hit. This thing, just easy S tier. Easiest of the lot. The Orbital Gatling Barrage, a barrage of high explosive rounds fired from the destroyer's high-speed rotary autocannons with a call-in time of 2.05 seconds, unlimited uses and a cooldown of 70 seconds. This explosive, heavy armor penetrating stratagem is an amazing crowd control weapon and an area denial option. Spraying explosive rounds on a decent sized area for up to 9 seconds at a time, unreal for area denial. With such a short cooldown and good effective range, the Gatling Barrage fits into any build's arsenal. With such a short deployment, however, accuracy is very much needed whenever you're throwing this stratagem, as it can be very easy to team kill or kill yourself with this. Due to the slightly lower damage, I'm going to put this one into Liberty Protectors. The Orbital Airburst Strike, very similar in theory to the Gatling Barrage. A projectile which explodes while airborne, creating a deadly rain of shrapnel, not effective against heavy armour. It has a call-in time of 3.45 seconds, unlimited uses and a cooldown time of 100 seconds. This Orbital Strike acts again as a type of area denial weapon. This does more damage in comparison to the Gatling Barrage, but has a longer cooldown duration. Due to it only being medium penetrating, most projectiles will simply bounce off the heavier enemies and elites, but it's extremely effective for medium armor units, making it especially effective for automatons. I'm going to slot this one in beside the Orbital Barrage in Liberty Protectors. I think that suits it the best out of the categories. Hey you! Yes you! The one not subscribed but watching my videos. All, probably 90% of you at the minute, to be honest with you, going by the analytics. Why haven't you not subscribed? Why have you not subscribed? You love my voice, you clearly love the video, so like the video, subscribe, press that notification bell, send it to your family group chat. 120mm HE Barrage, a precision artillery salvo over a small area, perfect for taking out concentrated enemy units. Call-in time of 6.45 seconds, unlimited uses and a cooldown time of 180 seconds. We once again have a little brother versus big brother debate in a tier list. The 120mm shines when thrown into a small outpost or nest, most likely destroying all units and spawners. However, for medium and large outposts and nests, the likelihood of hitting all the spawners are slim to none. Also, there's a fair chance you'll either kill yourself or a teammate if you don't throw this correctly. It's fairly unpredictable in terms of drop rate, like you don't know where the next missile is actually going to drop. So for that reason, I can't put it any higher than Liberty Protectors, but it is definitely still a very good option for any loadout for nest clear. And here's the bigger brother, the 380mm HE Barrage, a prolonged barrage wreaking extended destruction over a large area. Communication with teammates is advised. Call-in time of 7.45 seconds, unlimited uses and a cooldown time of 240 seconds. This massive area barrage is only slightly bigger than your mother, and it's met with a massive cooldown of 4 minutes. In my opinion, it's better than its younger brother. The wider range means you're all but guaranteed to destroy small, up to heavy encampments. Automatrons, if placed correctly, even the chance to destroy a whole fortress with one of these. However, runs into the same problem as the 120mm tenfold. you'll more than likely kill a teammate or yourself, as it's very hard to know a pattern and range. However, this one is just amazing for destroying nests and fortresses and encampments. So I'm going to slot this one into God's Greatest Gifts. I think this is the better of the two. So I'm going to put it one section higher than the 120. The Orbital Walking Barrage. A linear artillery barrage which moves at intervals, driving enemies out of cover while allowing an advance. Call-in time of 4.45 seconds, unlimited use, and a cooldown time of 240 seconds. This barrage does not deserve the 240 second cooldown. It is not that good. In fact, before Illuminates, I probably would have actually put this one in commie trash. However, the Illuminates have absolutely saved this barrage, as they love to park their ships like they're in a lovely line, just like they're outside Asda, making this barrage perfect for taking out a whole encampment of Illuminates. Due to this hyper-specific use, I'm gonna bump it up to Liberty Protectors, but I wouldn't recommend bringing this into anything except Illuminate missions. But I've heard it does have its use against automatons. Maybe I'm just not good enough at the game to use it. The Orbital Laser. God damn, I love this thing. The destroyer's laser will sweep over a designated area, vaporizing all targets within the effective radius. Call-in of 1 second, 3 uses, 300 second cooldown. Gonna make this one extremely quick. Amazing for encampments. Amazing in general. Should definitely be putting this one in S tier. But I'm putting it in Liberty Protectors. I think it either needs one more charge or a shorter cooldown. There's just something about it. It needs something else. It just needs either one more charge or a shorter cooldown just to make it more viable. I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely amazing apart from that, and I can't put it any higher, but it's amazing. The Orbital Napalm Barrage, the ultimate area denial weapon. It's probably been crafted by Satan. This one is a war crime. It's not close to war crime. It is a war crime. Launched a prolonged barrage of napalm shells over a wide area, setting a swath of land ablaze in mere moments. Call-in time of 6.45 seconds, unlimited uses, and a cooldown of 240 seconds. This one earns the 240 second cooldown. Absolutely amazing for locking down a large area, specifically clearing out nests and encampments of enemies. The lack of explosive damage does mean it can't destroy spawners, however, but any enemies caught in this thing's barrage is not making out a blazing inferno, alright? This thing is absolutely brilliant at just holding an area, but it is very, very, like the other wide barrages, it's very hard to judge where the actual range ends. So you need to give it a wide berth, otherwise you're going to end up dead or your teammates are going to end up dead. But this one's an easy God's Greatest Gift for me. If it had explosive damage, it'd be S tier. The Orbital Rail Cannon Strike, a personal favourite again. A high velocity rail cannon fired at the largest target in closest proximity to the beacon. Targeting is automatic. Call-in times is 0 seconds, which means it's just instant as soon as you throw it. Unlimited uses and a cooldown of 210 seconds. The rail cannon, along with being your mum's name for my schmeat, is the ultimate problem solver, inflicting critical damage on any enemy every single time it's used. The auto-targeting means it doesn't miss. It takes out everything in one shot, bar the Factory Strider. Easy S tier. The Orbital Precision Strike. A single precision shot from the destroyer's Atlas cannon, 3.45 second call-in time, unlimited uses, and a cooldown time of 90 seconds. The starter orbital you get, and quite possibly the one that requires the most skill. The precision requires that you are exactly that, precise, which I am not precise in this game at all. So I'm going to put this one in standard personally, because it's the first one you get as well. I think standard suits it. But the cooldown on it is amazing, and the damage it does is great if you can hit it, but I just simply can't, so it's not for me. The Orbital Gas Strike, a projectile which releases a cloud of caustic gas, blinding and slowing most enemies. Call-in of 3.45 seconds, unlimited uses, and a 75 second cooldown. Really short cooldown. I was so surprised when I used this and actually enjoyed it. It works how I think smoke should work. It confuses enemies and they won't chase you, instead opting to stay in the gas, and does damage over time as well. Great for making a getaway, and has the added bonus being able to destroy Illuminate spawners. I'm going to put this one into Liberty Protectors only because elites, it doesn't actually work on elites at all. Like, they don't take damage and they don't get blinded by it, so I'm going to pass on that one and put it to Liberty Protectors. Orbital EMS Strike, a compliance weapon to modify enemy behaviour. The projectile temporarily stuns all targets within the strike radius, 3.45 second call-in time, unlimited uses, and a cooldown time of 75 seconds. Again, I was very surprised I enjoyed using this. I don't normally opt for status effect type things. It's amazing for putting a gap between you and normal enemies, but falls into a similar pitfall to the gas where it doesn't affect elite units at all. Bile Titans just walk straight through it. However, I'd highly recommend using this in a defense type mission, as it slows in advance very, very effectively. It's very good at what it's built for, and that one purpose that it's built for is very specific, but it's also very good. I'm going to put this in Liberty Protectors with the gas. And last and certainly least, the Orbital Smoke Strike. Creates a large, thick smoke screen to block target's line of sight. Call-in time of 3.45 seconds, unlimited uses, and a 100-second cooldown. The exact same as the Airstrike smoke, but takes longer to fully deploy, has a longer cooldown altogether, and has a slightly larger area of effect. This is just going to bring up the rear at standard. Very close to putting this in commie trash just for the shits and giggles, to be honest with you, but we're going to leave it in standard and leave commie trash completely free. And there you have it. Our offensive stratagem tier list is complete. Drum roll, please, for the final reveal. I don't know how to put a drum roll in. Editor, please help. Oh, I'm the editor, fuck. Anyway, here's our final category. Here's our final tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video. First and foremost, thank you again for making it to the end. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate you all. Cheers. See you later.